Welcome, witches, wizards, and magical souls. I solemnly swear that your magic is limitless. In the last video, we talked about the four houses of Hogwarts, and as the four houses are actually the four fundamental energies, the idea that you don't just belong to one house, but you carry the four of them inside of you. Today, we're going to go further. Because knowing that you have the four energies inside of you is one thing, but actually using them is different. If you activate them intentionally in your real life on, I don't know, an ordinary Tuesday or something, well, then magic might just happen. And this is what I'm here for. This is the video where Harry Potter stops being the story that you read and starts being a tool that you use. So, if you haven't watched the last video yet, I'd recommend that you start there. The link is in the description. If you have watched it, then let's go. Okay, so here is the framework in 30 seconds. You have four energy tanks inside of you. Gryffindor reflects your capacity for bold, courageous actions. Hufflepuff, your capacity for patience, loyalty, and consistent effort. Ravenclaw, your capacity for curiosity, original thinking, and open-mindedness. And Slytherin, your capacity for ambition, strategy, and knowing what you want. Each of these tanks is more or less full, depending on who you are, where you are in life, and what you have been choosing to feed. The goal isn't to be at 100% in every tank. That wouldn't be balance, that would be exhaustion. The goal is awareness, because to know which tank is running low and to consciously choose to refill it when you need it, that is going to be a game changer. So today, for each house, I'm going to give you a signal that this energy is running low in your life and a concrete way to activate it, inspired, of course, directly by the Harry Potter saga. Let's start. So what are the signs that your Gryffindor tank is running low? Well, it can be when you keep waiting until you feel ready. When you have a dream, a project, an idea, and you have been almost ready for months, maybe even years. You overthink every move. You rehearse conversations in your head, but you stay in your head and you never actually have their conversations. You know what you want to do, but you just don't do it. If it sounds familiar for you, then this is the sign of a depleted Gryffindor tank. So how to activate it? Well, think about the moment in the Chamber of Secrets when Harry reaches into the sorting hat. He doesn't know what he's going to find there. He doesn't know if anything is going to work, but he pulls out the sword of Gryffindor. At this precise moment, he doesn't have a plan. He has a need and he just acts. And this is what your practice of the week is going to be if your Gryffindor tank is low. One act of courage before you feel ready. Not a huge life-changing leap, just one thing that you have been postponing because maybe it feels scary or uncertain. Maybe send an email or make a call, post the thing, say something out loud. Whatever talks to you. The Gryffindor energy doesn't wait for the perfect moment, but it creates the moment by moving, by acting. And if you want to connect to this energy physically, fire is the element. Light a candle or a fire if you have a chimney. Sit with it for 5 minutes. And let it remind you that the warmth and the light requires something to burn. So what are you willing to let burn so that something brighter can come through? Let's move on to the next house. So what are the signs that your Hufflepuff tank is running low? Well, this is pretty much when you start things and you don't finish them. Like you're always looking for the next exciting project, the next big idea, but somewhere behind you, there is a trail of half-finished stuff. You burn bright at the beginning, but then you fade out. You feel restless, unrooted, maybe scattered. Maybe you've given so much to the others that you forgot to nourish yourself. So how to activate your Hufflepuff tank? Well, think about Professor Sprout. You know, this herbology teachers, she has her hands in the soil. She's tending to her magical plants with care and consistency. She's not dramatic about it. She just shows up every single day and things grow. So what is your practice for this? Well, you're going to choose one thing to tend for 21 days. Not a grand transformation or a complete life overhaul, but one small consistent act. 5 minutes of journaling maybe, or a 10-minute walk, one page of a book, maybe one intentional meal eaten slowly with pleasure. Think about what you actually need that you don't do. The Hufflepuff magic is in the repetition, is in the long term, in the quiet accumulation of small acts that don't look like much, until suddenly they do. And to connect to this energy physically, earth is your element. Go outside, put your feet in the ground, barefoot, do something with your hands, cook something maybe from scratch, or a garden if you can, if you have a garden. Even if you don't have a garden, you can just garden a pot on a windowsill. Any of these things is actually good for the Hufflepuff tank. Let yourself be nourished. That is the Hufflepuff wisdom. So now let's move on to the next house. What are the signs that your Ravenclaw tank is running low? Well, it can be when you have stopped asking questions, that life has become a series of tasks to get through, boxes to tick, routines to maintain. Maybe you haven't learned anything genuinely new in a while, or you have stopped being surprised. Maybe you look at your life and it all makes sense, which sounds fine, except that it's also a little, flat. Or maybe on the opposite, you're so deep in your own perspective that you can't see what you're missing. You're convinced, you figure it out. Everyone around you seems a little slow, a little wrong. Both of these are signs of a depleted Ravenclaw tank. So now, how to activate it? Think about the Ravenclaw common room entrance. There is no password, but just a riddle. Every single time, you have to think differently to get in. So your practice is going to be one question a day that you don't immediately try to answer. Not a problem to solve, but a genuine question to sit with. For example, what am I assuming right now that might not be true? What would Luna see here that I'm not saying? Or what would this situation look like if I were completely wrong about it? And then do something that genuinely sparks your curiosity. Read something outside your usual topics. Or watch a documentary about something you don't know anything about. Maybe have a conversation with someone whose worldviews are completely different from yours. Because the Ravenclaw energy is fed with wonder. And wonder requires you to temporarily set down what you already know. And in the end, to connect physically, air is your element. Go somewhere high or open a window. Breathe a little bit more consciously. And maybe you can let your mind float without agenda for a few minutes. Look up, literally. That's where the Ravenclaws live. So now let's move on to the fourth house. So, what are the signs that your Slytherin tank is running low? Maybe you have dreams, but you don't claim them. Or you downplay what you want, to others and to yourself. You say, oh, it's not a big deal, about things that actually matter deeply to you. Maybe you feel guilty for wanting more. Or you self-sabotage right at the moment of success. Or maybe you're working incredibly hard, but without direction. Lots of efforts, not much traction, because you haven't really decided what you're aiming for. So how to activate your Slytherin tank? Think about the Slytherin common room. It is deep beneath the surface of the Black Lake, hidden behind a wall that only opens when you know the secret. And those great windows looking out into the dark water. All this is Slytherin energy, the willingness to go deeper, to look at what is underneath, to be honest about what you actually want, even if it's big, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's big. even if it's uncomfortable, even if it sounds arrogant out loud. So your practice for the week is going to be to write down what you actually want. No editing, no apologizing. And also, just be careful. It's not what you think you should want and not what's realistic. What does the deepest, most honest part of you want to create, to be, to experience? And then that's your Slytherin tank filling up. Because, well, ambition without clarity is just anxiety. But ambition with a clear vision, that's the most powerful force in the wizarding world and in yours. In order to connect physically to the Slytherin energy, water is the element. Maybe take a long bath or a shower, or sit near water if you can, maybe near the ocean, near sea, or near a river. Let yourself go beneath the surface, in your thoughts, in your feelings as well. Don't rush back up, just go beneath. And the answers that you need are actually down there. So here is the full picture. When your Gryffindor tank is full, you act. When your Hufflepuff tank is full, you sustain. When your Ravenclaw tank is full, you see clearly. When your Slytherin tank is full, you know where you're going. Action without direction is chaos. Direction without curiosity is rigidity. Curiosity without consistency is just daydreaming. And consistency without courage never starts. So you'll need all fours for your dreams. Not equally, not all the time, but all four available to you, activated when the moment is right, when the moment calls for them. And in my opinion, this is what it really means to be a fully realized witch or wizard. Not just powerful in one way, but powerful in all the ways that matter. So this week, I have one invitation for you. Identify the house that feels most depleted right now, the tank that is running lowest for you. And choose just one practice from today's video to try this week. One act of Gryffindor courage. Or maybe one Hufflepuff ritual of consistency. One Ravenclaw question you sit with. One Slytherin moment of radical honesty about what you actually want. Just one for 1 week. And notice what shifts for you. Leave me a comment below and tell me which house you're going to activate this week and what is the practice you're going to be doing. I really want to know, and I'm really looking forward to reading you. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscription is the best way to go deeper because we're just getting started. In the next videos, we're going to go even deeper so that you can get the proper witch or wizard within you out loud. So see you next week. And until next time, remember, the wand chooses the wizard, but you chooses everything else. May your choices be your magic.